I think so too. So, Bosanti, Tentator, I guess you guys better redeploy and get to your home bases while Kid Riot and I just quickly give an overview again of the rules and the lane that we're going to play. So I'm going to take care of the lane real quick and show it to you on the map. As you can already see, we are on Esamir again today. Esamir, a wonderful lane where we have not Amp Station up in the north, which is going to be the home base for the NC, today played by Russian Legion. Next up would be Not Research Camp and Geological Survey Camp, which is, you know, the lane for the NC. Then, of course, here we have the big road between Geological Survey Camp and Frostfall Overlook, which is probably going to lead for some heated vehicle battles and infantry battles, or at least that's what I'm looking forward to. Leading into the TR territory, which is Frostfall Overlook, Ymir Eastern Way Station, and, of course, where they are stationed right now, Red October's Ymir Biolab, their home base. Now, in the last match we had on the Esamir lane, we actually saw home bases being invaded 2 different times. Let's see if we're going to see that again today. Kid Riot, what do you think about this lane?
I think even more so than the other 3 lanes, that this lane is all about speed, how fast you can get to the opponent's base. If you're able to get there and get a pretty good foothold on their base, you know, to be on the offensive, then you set yourself up pretty good for momentum. But if you go on the defensive, it's kind of hard to fight back. You can do a lot of tricks with spawning, Sunderers, Galaxies, all kinds of things. So I'll be curious to see how these guys play.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that too. And of course we got to go into the rules real quick, because some people might be new to the Community Clash and you want to know what exactly it is we're doing here. So we are having a match of 24 versus 24. Although I have to say, for today's match, because of some complications with accounts, we are playing a 20 versus 20 match. Red October was and Russian Legion agreed on playing that, which is, again, thank you very much to those guys. And we are playing a match that consists of 2 45-minute halves. We'll have a little halftime in the middle where they will change bases, so we will switch sides on the lane. Obviously, since both have their own faction, we're not going to switch factions. It's still going to be NC versus TR. The team at the end of both halves with the most points will win the entire match. If you're wondering how much worth is a single point base, that would be 2 points. So a single capture point base gives the team 2 points if they capture it. A 3-point base gives the capturing team 3 points for the score. If you capture the opposing team's home base, that rewards the capturing team with 5 points and will immediately end the half, no matter how much time is still left. Now, on the Esamir lane, we have some kind of extra rules, because since on Esamir there is only a single tech plant, we cannot allow main battle tanks to give to one team, because only one team could have them at a time. We do allow them to pull main battle tanks, in this case Vanguards and Prowlers, but they are only allowed to pull them at the warp gate, meaning that if they think it is a strategically sound decision to play with main battle tanks, they will have to bring them in from the warp gates, which is going to take a long time. They are also allowed to have one single galaxy at the start of the match, which they are allowed to park anywhere in the hex of their home base. So I think that the NC already has one. I'm pretty sure the TR has pulled one themselves, which is going to make deployment a little faster, because we changed this rule because beforehand you could only pull galaxies at the warp gate, which kind of made the whole flying in the galaxy thing and so on a little slow, and we wanted to make the start a little faster pace. Now then, I think we are good to go on both outfits, so let's bring out the 1-minute warning, and Kit, let's jump into our cameras. And Kid Riot is going to follow the TR, Red October. I'm going to follow the Russian Legion on NC, and then we'll see what happens in 1 minute. So Kid, what do you anticipate is the TR going to do?
Well, traditionally, it's a pretty much a massive air pool. Like ideally, you would have mosquitoes with razor frame and afterburner tanks to get to the base first. So you get 2 or 3 people like that, get them to the other base first. That's what I'm expecting, but I was thinking they might have pulled a galaxy, but I don't see one for the TR here, actually.
Oh, well, the NC definitely has their galaxy parked pretty close to the spawn point. So, like on the building right next to it. I think they could have actually put it on the landing pads, meaning that their guys could have just used the jump pads to go up there and immediately get in. I mean, this way it's actually gonna be a little longer before they can get in there, but they're all sitting in their spawn room having a good time.
Yeah,
So,
but especially with the change of galaxies, you're almost at a disadvantage not to have one. Because they allow spawning, they could tank a lot of damage, they could do a lot of interference in the air. So I'm kind of curious why the TR didn't opt to get a galaxy.
yeah, that's I also don't see one here, but where is the TR right now? Are they in their spawn room, or oh, I actually see some ground vehicles down there. The Sundra. So the match has started, and TR is bringing in 2 Sundras, some Lightnings. They're going for a ground push. Let's see what the NC is doing here. NC actually has got some guys in their Galaxy and sending out a single Reaver. Just a single Reaver ahead, I guess for scouting purposes? I'm not sure.
It could be for to drop on the base. Yeah, it looks like he suicided to drop on the base. It might have just been an ejection seat Reaver.
Yep. There's another one too, though. We've got a Mosquito coming in from the TR. Let's see if we, the 2 planes have not actually noticed each other yet. They're flying right next to each other. There are no shots fired there at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what's going on, but he's going to have to do something pretty soon because there's
but
some
Russian Legion incredibly quick on the update. They've taken the point. Frostfall Overlook already switched. They've got an infiltrator sitting in the tower. He doesn't have Stalker Cloak. He's got his primary equipped. So we've got 2 guys from Russian Legion in there, but here comes the Red October with their very, very red vehicles.
Yeah, this is why I was saying like speed is so important. Even though it looks like they was like a ghost cap, they bought themselves at least 30 seconds where they have to stay at space. They can push, but they have to be careful that they don't get capped from behind or flanked or anything.
But check this out, they've actually got a battle galaxy on top of the point now. So they did pull themselves the galaxy, they've got a Max in there. Max can't retake the point though, so they need to send in some people. But I bet they're going to use that galaxy as a forward spawn point directly on top of the point.
Yeah, the galaxy was late in coming, so I'm not sure if they understood the rules about putting it in the hex, but I mean...
Well, I did make it clear to them, but... At the same time, I see a lot of air from the TR. The TR actually already at the next base with their air, Geological Survey Camp. Just completely decimating the Sundras on the ground of Russian Legion.
And Russian Legion hasn't pulled any air because I don't see any viewers or anything in the air.
No, they've got no reavers, they've got no air, they've got no anti-air either. I can't really believe it, but as far as I can see, yeah, the Terrans are getting their point back. They've landed the Galaxy. They've got the point, so in 1 minute they'll be able to capture the Geological Survey Camp, and they're already bringing the Sunders closer, and they have total air superiority.
Yeah, no, I was looking at those Sunders. Both those NC Sunders had walkers on them, but it's not going to be enough with all this air plus the armor coming in.
And those Sunders, I mean, the NC has their Sunders just parked right side outside that base. I'm not quite sure why they're doing it, because this is literally their base. They can just spawn in the spawn rooms. But I guess this is where they pulled their Sunders, and they just were a bit slow. Thing is, right now, there's only a single squad of NC in Geological Survey Camp. I'm trying to find out where Alpha Squad has gone. And they're not at Amp Station. I'm not sure where they are, actually. I'm going to check the map. Oh, they're already at Frostfall. They're already at Frostfall, trying to capture that point. They've captured it. They've actually captured it.
Yeah, they've secured it. They have about a squad inside the point right now.
They do. Turret set up, got squad in there, lots of medics is what I'm seeing here.
And it's gonna be tough for them because I mean it was a good cap and they bought themselves a lot of time, but it's gonna fall eventually.
Yep.
But like I said, it's all about time, so they're buying themselves all kinds of time here.
Well, the thing is, what we have here right now is they are holding up. They've got multiple medics in there in that corner, and they're getting bombed from the air, but the air is only hitting the doors, and they're just staying in the corner. They know how to get in cover, and I don't really see Red October doing an infantry push, which is what they should be doing right now. I mean, get like 3 Maxes or so, run in there, kill everybody. They've got like 2 heavies. I see like 2 NC heavies, and if Maxes come in here, there's nothing they can do against that.
Yeah, and it looks like they've committed about 6 or 7 people to the air, Red October that is, and they're going to have to pull those people out of the air if they want to take this point back.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of NC medics down here.
Yeah, I still see a lot of tanks from Red October parked outside, but they don't actually seem to have people in there. I'm just like staying in this room because they're trying everything. Here comes the smoke. Red October bringing in smoke. I hope they're bringing in maxes too, because if they bring in smoke and maxes, then this building is going to get cleared pretty fast. I'm going to check outside real quick what we actually have here. Red October bringing in, seems like normal infantry, attacking from two sides though. Taking them out, and Red October clears it. Here comes a revive grenade though. Was the TR's one? Was the TR one? Okay, TR has secured the point, but that gave the NC a good leg up there, gave them a lot of time. But I still don't see what they're doing. They brought in a single squad, but Red October still has total air superiority. I mean, they just drove a Sundra right next to tanks while being pelted by 3 mosquitoes.
Yeah, and that was a really good showing from Red October, because they didn't have to actually sacrifice any of their air. They were able to do it with their Alpha Squad, and that was resecure A and get a solid foothold here.
Yep.
So that was good for them. They were able to go in there with even numbers and not overcommit.
Russian Legion pulling a lot of ground vehicles. They've got 4 Sundras, bringing in a Harasser. I think a Lightning, that's a Skyguard. Yep, that's a Skyguard, alright. They need those Skyguards because they need to do something against air superiority. But honestly, this is the time where I would bring my own Reavers in. But then again, Tentator did tell me that they're more focused on spec-up fights. So maybe they're actually a bit in a disadvantage here, like, because I feel that spec-ops doesn't really mean that you have a lot of, you know, strong, dedicated pilots, because you're more on the ground. So maybe Red October is going to win the air game here in this match.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see, because they have so much in the air, whether they can cap the forward bases with only 12 people. Because they have about 8 people in the air.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm very weirded out by the fact that Russian Legion is bringing in 4 harassers. Like, I have to check out what those harassers have. They seem to have enforcers on them. So, yeah, and a Hellbird. I guess they want to go against those lightnings, but they might have kind of... I only see 2... No, there's actually 4 lightnings, so those harassers might not be a bad idea. But then again, yeah. I don't know.
I have to see if it works, because harassers are super fragile.
Well, they are fast enough though to get close to those lightnings, but this, I don't know. They're putting in a big Sundra push, trying to get close, but the Skyguard way too far behind, doing pretty much no anti-air work right now, and Red October just has the road locked down.
Yeah, and those all that air was too much for 2 Sunders. I mean, they were able to deploy, but they still have lightning. The Red October still has lightnings up, and they still have control of the air. So it's going to be rough. They might have to reset this fight.
I feel this really is the time for them to bring in air, though. Like, Russian Legion needs to bring in the air. Like right now, they're trying to take out lightnings in close combat with a Skyguard and some infantry. That's not going to work out. And you're not doing a proper Battle Sunday push if you bring in, like, 2 Sunders that don't even have all of their turrets, you know, just taken. So... the harassers are kind of driving around, but they're also being taken out by the mosquitoes. And Red October is showing us just what air dominance can do. I mean, I've seen this in last week in the Mercenaries match, but at least there 418 tried to push their own air. But this is just... I'm not really sure what Russian Legion is thinking. Like, they must know that they need to pull their own air right now.
Well, they did it before, they know now, because pulling 2 Sunders with walkers isn't enough to counter all this. Yep. And they made a bet that maybe their harassers would be able to take out the lightnings in time, but that wasn't the case.
Well, they definitely seem to be pulling air now, because I am at Not Am Station right now. There is a Reaver here, and I see all of Alpha Squad at the station. And I feel that they're going up to grab themselves some Reavers, but I'm not 100% sure. They might actually grab vehicles. What are they doing? Yes, they're actually going to grab ground vehicles at the Amp Station. So I feel that they're going to bring in lightnings.
The NC somehow snuck to Frostwall Overlook again. Just as Red October was pushing towards the forward base, they
did they
came
flip
back
the point
and
again?
Frostwall.
Oh, they did flip the point. Bravo Squad, that's where Bravo Squad went. Let's see whether they got... They've got Infiltrator. That Infiltrator's
they have about
putting
7
a
people
motion sensor.
Bay.
Let's
It's
see
got to
how
be the same squad from last time.
it is. It is the same. No, last time it was actually Alpha Squad. This time it's Bravo Squad. That mosquito of Red October. That pilot knows what he's doing. Like, look at that. He's just hovering there. He's shooting people through the windows. That is a pretty cool thing he's doing there.
How are they getting past all this air? Because I never saw anything on the minimap. Like, nothing was spotted.
Yeah, me neither.
So,
I'm not sure what they did there. Like, I couldn't see them on the map either. But they are taking some heavy losses inside there again. They've got medics. They've got, let's see how many medics. 1, 2, 3 medics. They've got a turret set up, but they are going to get bombed. Like, they're just going to get bombed. And right now, they don't really have a good coverage of this room. They're actually just, they have enemies just walking in, killing 2 or 3 people. That's
yeah.
not really how it should be. And here comes a TR Max. That Max is going to take out that room all by itself.
I was going to say, the interesting thing about this is that it's happened twice to the TR. The NC were able to do this. This is the second time. Able to, like, there's a big push coming from TR, and then the NC just swoop around him and get people on point.
NC just lost the point again. This is actually very, very interesting, because this is the kind of frontline fighting that I was thinking about when it comes to the Esamir lane, and we're seeing a completely different approach here compared to what we saw last week in Mercenaries versus 418. Like, we're seeing fights on the road, we're seeing one base being attacked and then the other, and so on and so on. But it really lends itself to doing these kind of back caps.
Okay, so while the NC were being Frostfall overlooked, there's about 7 or 8 lightnings out here. Looks like, yeah, about 8 lightnings.
Yep, that was Alpha Squad
NC.
pulling them and not Amp. I see 1 Skyguard, I think it's 2 Skyguards actually, and some normal lightning. 3 Skyguards, make that 3. They're gonna try and take down that Liberator, but I'm pretty sure he can get away. A Battle Galaxy, of course.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's really interesting because the psyche behind these 2 outfit leads are way different. It looks like NT is a lot more flexible than the TR here.
The TR is kind of just running back and forth right now. I mean, they grasped the situation really well, where you said like a quick, decisive attack with air would help. TR setting up with lockdown maxes on top of the hill now, though, which is just gonna, with fractures, is just gonna destroy quite a few of those lightnings, I feel. But like you said, the flexibility is definitely there. Russian Legion just changing from like one moment to the other, while Red October is just kind of going with, you know, establish air superiority, attack base, and then, oh, cannot attack base, must defend point. So I really hope we're going to see some more stuff from Red October here, because I feel that in the long run, Russian Legion with their flexibility might be able to just overpower them.
Yeah, I think if you were going to draw like an analogy, Red October is the kind of the big guy in the schoolyard, and the NC guys are kind of like kicking him in the heels, you know, tripping him up. They're not facing him, you know, face to face, but they're going around him, they're going behind him, and it's working for them because, you know, they're on the offensive here. And NC once again are about to take the point at Frostfall Overload.
They are. What do they have in there? Just one guy? He couldn't quite manage to flip the point. That infiltrator took him out. Oh, we just had a drop pod coming in there. Actually, so that must have been like a squad deploy. I feel that's actually how they got their guys in here. I bet they went in like with 1 or 2 infiltrators, maybe on like a raid flash, and then, you know, just drop podded in. Because there was no galaxy, there was nothing. I do have to say again, by the way, for the viewers, since we don't actually have battle rank 10 characters here right now, the outfits do not have spawn beacons at the moment.
So, well, some of these guys are actually 10, because I think they're using the most commonly used Comclash accounts. So actually, there's a lot of 10s.
Yeah, some
here.
of them are 10. Yeah, you're right. That means they do actually. But then again, did they notice that some of them are 10, and did they give them squad lead? I mean, that's something you know, they didn't ask about before. So I do wonder now, though. So here we go again. So we're in a stalemate again. Red October seems to be not very fast on the attack. Like they like to do this thing where they secure their base and then they build up their forces again, you know, like having everybody together, and then they attack the next base.
Yeah, well, they're very methodical. Yeah. Very methodical.
Yeah, Russian Legion now seems to be taking a bit more of a defensive thing, having both of their squads in Geological Survey Camp. We've seen some lock-on rocket launchers. Obviously, they somehow need to take care of that air. But I think that Red October is gonna roll in here anytime soon with some Sunderers and some other spawns, maybe another galaxy. And they're gonna drop on this. I don't see Russian Legion mounting a counteroffensive here.
Yeah, and one thing to note is that they both did a lot of heavy vehicle pulls, both air and vehicle. So they're probably low on resources.
They should be. I mean, the resources are pretty equally spread out, which means that both teams are equally getting the same resources. But the fighting here is not really lending itself to that, because if I turn it on, give me a sec. We have most of the fights took care at Frostfall Overlook, which gives you air resources actually, while vehicle resources are the geological survey camp. So I guess they have enough air resources. At least Russian Legion should have quite a few. But I'm not so sure about Red October. But right now, what is happening? Are they back at Frostfall again?
No, it looks like they basically submitted to defending geological survey.
Yep. Now this, of course, gives Red October a really long time right now to build up, but they don't seem to be getting in gear here. Like, I see 2 Sunderers, but in that time that they just had, where Russian Legion was completely empty. Oh, a single Reaver flying into Frostfall Overlook. Let's see what he do. Two Reavers actually, just suicide crashing. Suicide crashing, and let me guess, those are infiltrators? Are
so
they?
They did. TR got dropped on the point. So they're going to try and establish like a little foothold here and wait for everybody else to come up and reinforce.
Yep. Those 2 Reavers didn't seem to have done anything because Red October left some defenders back here and they didn't get to flip the point or do anything. So back we go to Geological Survey.
Yep, here comes the air support from TR. This is where, if you're smart about resources and you're able to starve out your opponent through killing their vehicles and having yours survive, you're at a really, really distinct advantage.
Definitely, and this air support is going to cripple Russian Legion. They don't have much anti-air going on. I see those Reavers and Mosquitoes just pretty much flying around with impunity, but they're capturing the point back. Well, they do have a max there, that helped, but TR is overwhelming them in numbers right now.
Yeah, and there's a few ways you could defend these crystals. You could actually stand within the crystals and juke around them, or you could fall back and try and cover the point with different firing angles. So it all depends on the way the outfits feel most comfortable.
Yeah, the TR here, in my honest opinion, has a little bit of the advantage with their maxes because you can use these crystals really, really well to set up lockdown maxes that can look at the 2, maybe 2.5 lanes that the infantry defenders can approach from. So we already saw them use lockdown, so I'm pretty sure they're going to set up 1 or 2 maxes with lockdown somewhere.
Yeah, and especially pushing through this open terrain, the NT are really, really exposed here. They're almost going to have to use a teleporter and flank from the bridge.
Lots of smoke going on, though. We saw that being used to great effect in the last week's match, and again, I think the smoke is coming from Russian Legion, isn't it? Might come back to
I was about to ask you, who do you think that smoke's coming from?
Yeah, because
you could theorize it's from the NC to cover their approach, or you could theorize it's from the TR to confuse the NC. So it could be either way.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say I think it's from the NC because again they said they're more like of the Spec Ops outfit, so like using smoke. Could be them. We've got actually like 2 TR maxes defending the point now, and they're very well capping that. But it seems that Russian Legion is going to use their second spawn room that they have with the teleporter to do a really nice flank here across the bridge, which is going to give them, if they position 1 squad there on the bridge, they have a perfect vantage point of just just shooting down on the TR close to the A point. If they combine that with a nice attack from Bravo squad, could work, but seem to be getting picked off here.
I think we're seeing a repeat of what happened last match with the mercenaries, where they were on the offensive here and they had control of the air, and the defenders were forced to stay to the spawn with bursters, and that's wasting a lot of time here. You figure every 30 to 40 seconds is a push that you could have done on the point. So every 30 to 40 seconds that passes by is an attempt missed. It's like almost like a complete denial of a push.
Yeah, I agree. One thing that is weirding me out right now is, again, we have 3 Mosquitoes in the air, 1 Liberator in the air. I don't see any air from Russian Legion at all, and they are getting shelled. If I'm an infantry soldier on the ground, and all I see is literally just breaker rockets over and over and over, just, slamming into the ground, killing myself and killing my buddies. At one point, I must say to myself, guys, we should probably get some air support overall.
Yeah. There's a make or break point where, and I think they've reached it already. Where, like you just said, they need to be pulling air, but they should have plenty of air resources because they never had a big air pool.
True. And like I said, most of the fighting did take place in Frostfall Overlook, which does give you air resources for everything. I'm just like giving a nice little overview here of just the base and just how Red October is just flying around. Like those Liberators are just circling. They're just circling around the base, shooting the spawn rooms, and Russian Legion isn't really getting out of there. They're not doing much.
Yeah, and this is really a textbook case of what force multipliers can do because the TR have only had 12 people on point. And with 24 on the ground, theoretically, you should be able to overrun them. But because of the air, they can't do anything. They're stuck.
This is, I think, one of the things that where you realize that playing in a community clash in a controlled, 24 versus 24 environment just is very different than playing in, on the big live server. Because here you really have to, you have to be in position. You have to really use your guys. And there we go. The first facility capture, geological survey camp. Half time. Tony?
Oh, did you hear me? No.
I did, yes.
Oh, he cut out.
Ah, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we've got the first facility captured, so that's Geological Survey Camp, meaning we've got 2 wonderful points going to Red October.
And the TR still have their 8 people in the air. What's CNC doing? What's the Legion doing over there? Are they pulling air or vehicles, or what's going on with them? I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to defend this, or if they're going to counterattack, or what.
Well, right now I see a lot of them defending. They seem to have a Galaxy hovering at Not Amp Station, so I'm not quite sure what they're going to do there. They only have 1 guy in there right now. They've got some lightnings. They're pulling a lot of lightnings. Looks like Sky Guards again. Let me check that, actually. Yeah, they've pulled about 3-4 Sky Guards now. They really want to get rid of that air, because I think they just woke up and they realized, guys, we're not winning this. And they're pulling 6 Sky Guards and the Burster Max. 7 Sky Guards and the Burster Max. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and say, if Eastern Europeans want to take down your planes, then they take down your planes. Because now we have 9 Sky Guards.
Yeah, they don't pull any punches, do they? But
we have
9 Sky Guards is all your eggs in one basket.
Wait, we have 11. We have 11 Sky Guards. 12 Sky Guards. And 2 Burster Maxes.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they kind of overcommitted to anti-air here.
I would say so. Then again, you can use these lightnings to great effect. I mean, you have 12 Sky Guards. They do decent damage to, like other lightnings or harassers or whatever. We're not going to see any prowlers here. So, if they focus fire, they can take down, for example, even the Sundra pretty quickly. And you can pretty easily get out of them, and you're already on the ground and you go in. So, we'll see. But this is, in Soviet Russia, Sky guards sky? Pretty much?
I'm actually curious how many of these guys are decent with a Sky Guard, or if they just said everybody pull Sky Guards. Because it's one thing to pull a weapon, and the other thing to be able to be good with it.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, I still see a lot of Red October air, so either they're just really good at keeping their distance from the AA, or Russian Legion just isn't all that good with their Sky Guards.
No, the Red October is very aware that they have a lot of Sky Guards. All their air is pulled back to almost between Frostfall Overlook and Geological Survey. But Alpha's kind of been sitting in Geological Survey, so they might be content just to defend instead of push.
It's true. Now here we have all of those lightnings getting over the point. They still have that 1 Galaxy. I'm not 100% sure what that Galaxy is actually for, because if you have all your guys in lightnings, no one can really spawn on that Galaxy, so just having it fly above is a little weird. And it is pretty crazy, though, how those mosquitoes, like all of them, are still alive. You literally have 12 Sky Guards, and they're all split up. They're completely split up. They're not really coordinating, and they cannot take those down. They can't take down mosquitoes.
Yeah, and here comes Red October with what I'm assuming is going to be anti-vehicle lightnings.
Yep, those are 2 anti-vehicle lightnings, and they're also bringing in a Galaxy. They're bringing in a Galaxy. What is that Galaxy doing? It doesn't seem to really have anyone on board. It's just kind of flying. Might be using it for a drop-in a little bit. They've got a Liberator going on. Still mostly. They still have the sky full of flyers. How are they doing that?
You see, that's the problem. If you overcommit on Sky Guards, they have to do something. I mean, if you pull that many Sky Guards, you have to kill all the air. If you don't kill all the air, that's a loss for you because
Yeah.
you're just going to lose all those resources.
It's been at least 3 minutes, 4 minutes or so since they pulled those sky guards. I haven't seen a single Red October plane blow up. I saw one burning, but right now, look at that. Like, the mosquitoes are flying above the sky guards, flying straight at them, bombing them with rockets, and they're not getting shot by what was 12 sky guards.
Yeah, that, like I said, it's one thing to pull sky guards, and another thing to know how to use them properly, especially with group tactics like that. I would bet, I'd be willing to bet that there's maybe 2 or 3 outfits that know how to use group tactics with sky guards, because typically they're just not used at all.
Yep.
Typically, you use air to counter air.
Especially just saying, like, everybody pulls sky guards, you still have to tell them. I mean, Bravo Squad on NC is doing a good job of sticking together with the sky guards, but Alpha Squad just kind of rushed ahead. So, oh, and we're already down to the last 20 minutes of the first halftime. We've got NC Alpha Squad now. They're getting closer to the point. TR not really defending the point right now. There's a single TR soldier at the point.
They're actually
was.
They're at not research camp, about to cap the point. They're working on it. They had a few people drop from a galaxy.
Yeah, but here comes NC, and NC is taking Geological Survey Camp. So sorry about that, TR, but you're not capturing Not. Take a quick look over there. Oh, they don't really have many here. Yep. So yeah, they're not capturing that Not base, and Geological Survey Camp is being captured back.
Yeah, I think Red October's plan here was to get those anti-vehicle lightings to try and stall and get some drops from the galaxy over at Not.
Yep.
But it's just the timing was a bit off.
So right now here's a really big problem because they still have some skyguards up, but those skyguards are just kind of sitting on the bridge because that's the only place where they got any cover from, you know, the air which they're supposed to take out. So they're not really helping with the base because they're too far away, and we all know skyguards don't really have that range. I mean, they are shooting those mosquitoes a little bit, but the mosquitoes just don't care. They don't care. They're just circling around the crystals, taking out whatever they can. And we've only got about 3 or 4 NC left. Oh, we've got a spawn beacon. We've got a spawn beacon right next to the point, though. So
the problem is that their entire spawns are relying on one spawn beacon, and that's a very
yep.
That's like skating on thin ice, man.
Yep. This is the part where, I don't know, like you could bring in like 1 or 2 galaxies, which, you know, if you keep them, the sky guards directly underneath them, you can give them some help, and you can keep spawning and dropping in your guys. But right now TR is capturing the point back. There's only a matter of time at this point. So NC dropping
there's still
in.
a few NC running around.
Yeah, and they're dropping in because they had a second spawn beacon up, which is just like put in the middle of the base. Like anyone could just take care of that. But point is being captured back by TR. Yes, it is. Is such a thing even possible? Yes, it is.
Yeah, and they actually have Sunder set up. Russian Legion has like Sunder set up right by the wall to the north of Geological Survey. It's kind of interesting. Like they're very flexible, but they're also in a sense very stubborn. There have been very few times where they're basically trying to force their vehicles down Red October's throats. They almost refuse to pull Reavers and things like that.
So now we have Russian Legion with a single Sundra, which has absolutely no anti-air support, so it's gonna just get completely rocketed. There it goes, just blows up. And all of their infantry out in the open. Like, this is just a banquet for mosquitoes now.
Yeah, I wonder if Legion is thinking maybe to drain the air resources from Red October, and maybe in the second half they'll pull massive air? That could be their plan.
I don't know. I mean, that is a pretty risky plan. I mean, it sounds like you're, you know, it makes you sound like you're some kind of strategic genius, but I'd rather they go for the plan, hey guys, let's take the point. And they're not really doing that right now. They've got a lone Sky Guard that's driving into the outer bounds area.
Yeah, Red October is. I mean, they've had the same 8 people in the air the entire time.
Yep.
It's really interesting.
I am, by the way, very weirded out by the fact that Red October with the TR maxes, like they're using TR maxes, and I don't see any NC maxes. Like, we've seen the Burster maxes, but they were pretty much there and immediately gone. And now, I don't know. I mean, you've got those NC maxes, you've got the shotguns and everything. You know, like, just use them.
I think a lot of it has to do with the base itself. Geological survey doesn't lend itself well to scat maxes. Like, you have to fight around the crystals to really take advantage of your scat maxes.
And they did.
And they were never able to do that.
They did bring in an entire squad with the Sundra. They could have just, they ran into the buildings and there they were right at the point. So could have helped them a little bit.
It looks like Red October is pushing to not research camp now, and the Legion is setting up to defend the point.
Yep, definitely. And as always, they're just, all of them are infantry. They're just kind of running around. They're trying to do stuff. And the whole time we've got a Liberator circling around. We've got Mosquitoes circling over.
I forget, who was it in the interview that said they're more of a combined arms outfit? Was that Red October or the Legion?
That was Red October. Legion said that they are very spec-op focused. Which again is why I think they don't really have these dedicated pilots. Because isn't actually Daddy in Red October? Because I think that Daddy is actually flying here right now.
Honestly, I don't know. It could be.
I think he is actually. A little bird told me that earlier.
So we're gonna have a fight here at the entrance, but I'd give the advantage to TR just because of the max that they have set up.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, I'm really curious why the NC. It's almost like a stubborn refusal to pull air, and it hasn't worked in their favor at all. They've burned a lot of resources just trying to dislodge the air from Red October, but it hasn't worked at all.
Well, they also weren't very good at pulling Sunderers, honestly. I mean, at least here, we're getting Sunderers moved in, and the Sundies are doing stuff, and they're setting up, but haven't really seen anything like that from Russian Legion at all. We've got some Burster Maxes going on now in that little spawn room to the northwest. I mean, they are kind of shooting. The Liberator obviously doesn't care about Burster Maxes. So neither does the Galaxy. And I mean, I guess they can keep the Mosquitoes at bay a little bit, but the Mosquitoes know exactly where they're supposed to be. They're just like, at the southeastern edge of the base, shelling everything and helping the infantry and the Sunderers get close.
Yeah, there's been really good communication with the air crew from the Red October. Because even when the Legion pulled all those Sky Guards, the Red October right away responded and played a little more defensively.
Like, just look at that. We've got like a Max and 6 infantry in the base now. And all of that, like, they constantly had Mossies directly over their heads. Like, that is the kind of air support that I think everyone wishes for. But now we've got the infamous Scatter Max inside the building. Got a little Max versus Max fight going on. Funny thing is that NC Max actually goes down because the heavy behind it was revived.
Yeah, and there's a fight on the big stairs right outside the point.
Yeah.
But they got flanked, so they got taken out pretty quick.
Yep. Well, at least now Russian Legion is using Maxes for defense, which honestly, if they hadn't used it at this point, like, I would have declared them clinically insane. Like, even in Eastern Europe, you need to pull Scat Maxes in this kind of situation.
Maybe there was a rule within the outfit, no Maxes, no air.
Something like that, yeah.
Trying to handicap themselves to the match.
Yep.
Now, the thing with 24s is that it varies a lot, like you said, from pub play, because you really have to count on everybody that knows what to do, they know how to work together. And one of the interesting things about this is that it looks like Red October has been very efficient about all their attacks and defenses.
Well, I have to say they're very effective about using their vehicles for the advances, but I think I have to give it in infantry fighting. I have to give the edge to Russian Legion.
Yeah, I would too, but it's also one of those things that we saw in Frostfall Overlook. Was it?
No,
yeah. Geological Survey Camp.
No, geological, yeah.
No matter how good you are in infantry, if you can't get out of your spawn, then it doesn't matter.
Okay, we've got a very heated fight that's gonna start any second here in the building with the spawn room inside. We've got TR Maxes on the outside, lots of TR infantry coming in. Seems that Russian Legion has now completely lost control over the base. Yep, they sure have, apart from that little spawn room up in the northeast. And northwest, excuse me. And we will probably see some pushes, but I do, again, look at Russian Legion. They know how to defend as infantry. Like, they're set up, they're bunkered in, You know, they've got their maxes, they've got enough medics, they've got engineers and everything. I'm kind of a little weirded out that their engineers are not putting down some turrets. You know, at least to maybe block the doors or something, but seems they're fine like that.
Yeah, and this is one of those cases where Red October, if they want to take this and get the points for it, they're going to have to take some pilots out of the sky, because right now they're pretty much useless.
Yep.
I mean, PlanetSide 2 at its core is a very simple game, but there is options for a lot of depth. Like if the Legion was able to know that the TR were committing more people to infantry, they could counterattack with air and get some Sunders taken out and get a push going.
That's very true, but right now it seems that again Russian Red October, excuse me, is doing the thing where they're circling the base with their air, trying to, you know, have everything going on, keeping their 10 minutes left, okay, keeping their, oh, here comes a big infantry push from Red October. But through those doors, I mean, why would you rush through those doors? I mean, these doors are a death trap. Max goes in first, as it should be. Here comes the second scatter Max. They're going to take care of that TR Max really, really quickly. At least they should be. It's not really happening. Russian Red October shooting in some smoke. A lot of smoke. Point is actually being flipped now. Where's Russian Legion? This Russian Legion actually changed their squads around, and they now have, instead of having Bravo squad, they now have a Charlie squad, or Delta squad actually, which is at not M, and they're all pulling Reavers. We're gonna see some air game. We're gonna see some air game from Russian Legion. So the point is capped. I'm gonna go back outside here because I want to catch those Reavers showing up, because this is monumental.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense now though. I mean, the timing is off. The you know, the opportune time for air passed about 10 minutes ago.
Yep. Well, I guess they thought like, hey guys, we just defended the point, they're probably not pushing, we can't really see any Sunderers, you know, pull us some Reavers to get us air superiority, but the problem is, again, they're just flying in like one by one. There were like 2 Reavers, 3 Reavers maybe, and they're just getting picked off by the vastly superior Red October pilots.
Yeah, early on in the earlier incarnations of PlanetSide 2 competition, you know, doing the Nexus, the scrims, the war reports, all that, people found out pretty fast that if you don't have air domination, that you're really, really hurting.
Yep.
Like, you need good aircrew, and even some outfits went as far as merging with, you know, certain pilots and things like that. I know a few U.S. outfits have tried to recruit the best pilots in the game, and it's really beneficial to your team. My only criticism of Red October is that they overcommitted, but in this case it didn't matter because it's worked out in their favor, to the air, I mean.
Yep. Right now, Russian Legion sitting in the spawn room at not research camp, not really doing anything, having like, well, they had 1 Reaver in the air, it was immediately taken down. Seems they've pulled Reavers like one by one very, very slowly. Russian Legion doesn't seem like they have an answer to what's happening here right now.
No, and the thing that's going to happen is, since those Red October pilots were able to stay in the air the whole time, they're going to be able to pull just as much air in the second half.
Yeah, like the moment these guys lose 1 Mosquito, they're just going to jump, you know, straight back in. Well, I mean, I guess we have something like about 5 minutes left or so. Right now, still, though, we only have Red October only with 2 points. That is a single base taken. I mean, they in 1.5 minutes, unless Russian Legion manages... I mean, if they do a nice little max rush or whatever now, you know, like, they can get past... If they're quick enough, they can get past all the air hovering there, I'm pretty sure. And they could maybe flip the point back. But... They are not far behind. I mean, this is 1 base. If they take another base in the second half, that's you know, that's same score.
Yeah, that's why I initially thought they were holding their Reavers, but every time they pulled Reavers, they've shown that they're not very coordinated with them.
Yep, and they actually pulled a Liberator, which is total bait for all of the air, and this is the part, like, this is the moment where all of your infantry needs to push out. Like, they've got this 1 Liberator, the entire air is focusing on it, and I think they're actually doing it. I think they're actually... Are they pushing out? No, it's just a single guy. No, here comes the push. Here comes the push, but that's too late. That was like 30 seconds too late. Lots of smoke I see, but the air is the air already back. There's a single Liberator. The Mossies are coming back now. That was too late, Russian Legion. That should have been like 20, 30 seconds earlier. Ouch, you're getting farmed. Oh!
Yeah, they were getting farmed pretty hard.
Oh, now
Yeah,
you're getting...
I don't think anybody really died, but that's a lot of damage done to your shields.
Yep. I mean, they've got 4 maxes in the building. They're pushing into the building. They're in, but those maxes can't flip the point. They've got 20 seconds. They need a single non-max. They've got a single non-max. They've got it. They're flipping the point with 5 maxes and a single guy, 2 guys who can flip the point. Russian Legion, they actually did it. It wasn't perfectly timed. They had a lot of people dying, but they probably used the revive grenade on all those maxes. They flipped the point 10 seconds before the friggin' base is captured. Riot, what do you say to that?
I say that was a really ballsy push. I mean, you could tell they were 100% committed because they had no engineers on these maxes. It could be that the maxes have maybe nanites to repair themselves. Or here comes some engineers. But you could tell it was really just to take the TR out and buy a lot of time because there were so many maxes. But they got really lucky that Liberator was distracted the Red October air for so long. If those Red October mosquitoes and libs had been on the base, it would have been an entirely different story.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the Liberator, again, I mean, that was great. Just using the Liberator as bait, all of the pilots going, a target, you know, like, because they didn't have any target, they were just like hovering, and they go, I need to kill this. And then, again, but the Liberator pilot should have immediately said, like, guys, I got him on me, just rush out now. And it took a little too long. I mean, there was a lot of luck involved with this, that they pulled it off. And just look at that mosquito just hovering right in front of the door and shooting his rockets in there. Insane.
One of my favorite quotes from a movie is, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. TR pushing in now with their own maxes, but we still got 3 maxes, 3 NC maxes in here. Those maxes need to get close, though. Let's hope we've got some revive grenades from Russian Legion here. Is that Russian Legion revive grenade? No, I don't really see Russian Legion with revive grenades. I see a lot coming from TR, but
yeah, it's very
not really
fight. It looks like Legion holds the hallway, but TR hold the point. But there's still a couple NC maxes up.
That's a single one up now, but yeah, it's just TR overwhelming. But I mean, NC is trying to come back in, but I guess they're getting bombed from the outside again. I'm gonna check that. Here comes some healing grenade. We don't need a healing grenade, medics. We need a revive grenade. That's what you need. Lots of smoke now on the outside to get past the air, I guess, but they're not really achieving it. And TR has the point again. 1 minute left. Russian Legion, you pulled off such a great little clutch save there, but it might not be. It might be for nothing. What are they doing now? They got 1 minute left. There's a ton of maxes. Like a massive ton of TR maxes just holding this point.
Yeah, but they're just getting farmed by the Dalton.
Yeah, they are.
This is going to turn out the same way as last time.
They're trying another push here. They're trying another push, but I don't really see them doing it. They're all in this little building. And the problem is the Dalton knows, the Mosquito knows. We've got C4 light assaults flying on that building now.
Yeah,
they're
all the TR
not getting out
rotated
of
to
there.
get firing angles on this little building
Yeah,
here,
they're
so
not
the
getting
NC are
out of
essentially
there.
trapped.
They're not getting out of there. That single light assault with C4. Is he gonna live? Is he gonna live? What's he doing? What's he doing? Oh, he just blew him up. He just blew 1 or 2 people up. Yeah. 20 seconds left for Russian Legion. What are you guys doing? This is the part where you need so many revive grenades. Like, seriously, like, they are just getting farmed. They're losing like 4 people per Liberator shot. The Mossies are showing in. I can't really see anything. Just tons and tons of smoke. TR set up on the balcony, just overlooking that building. There's nothing coming out of there.
No, there's no way.
Yeah. I mean, this is the part where Russian Legion could have tried the other spawn room, but that's an even longer run through completely open field.
Yeah, and they had no auto distraction this time either. So I mean, everybody knew they were coming.
Well, now of course, Red October is stuck with a lot of maxes, which they need to move. I think there's about 5, maybe even 6 maxes. They need to move those. I take it they're going to put them in the Sunders. What do you think? Are we going to see gate diffusers?
To be honest, with so little time left, I think they're just going to sit on the resources and maybe wait for the second half.
You think so?
Yeah, there are some preemptive good games in Yellow Chat from both sides. So I think Red October, I mean, if I were them, I'd maybe get a couple Sunderers, but I wouldn't commit too much to try and take Knot. There's just not enough time. Nice. You're better off saving your resources for the second half. I mean, resources are a huge part of these matches.
That's true. And to be fair, someone actually just said he's AFK for 2 min, so yeah, I guess, yeah, there's 1 minute left, last push. I guess they're not really gonna do it because, like you said, the resources are very, very important here. I guess even the air guys do not want to lose their air to anything. I mean, Russian Legion could just set up here with, like, the... Russian Legion pulling a Reaver. 1 minute left and Russian Legion is pulling a Reaver and it's engaging in a one-on-one air fight against the Mosquito.
Incoming enemy aircraft.
And the Liberator. And the the Reaver just flies into the Liberator. That was air resources wasted. We literally just talked about how important resources are, and nope. Just wasted them.
Yeah, it almost shows a kind of disdain on the part of Legion for air,
yep.
Which is really interesting to me.
Well, we've seems to be that both outfits have decided that in the last minute they can't really do much, and they'd rather save up their strength for the halftime. And here we go, the end of the first half. Thank you very much for that. I think that was a great first half, and we're ending this with 2 points for Red October and 0 points for Russian Legion. But that is not a lot. That is a single base that Russian Legion needs to capture. And honestly, Riot, I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do it and capture the first base in the second half.
Yeah, they proved to be more wily than October by doing the back caps on the Frostfall Overlook. They did it twice to them. And so I agree with you. They have the superior infantry play, but this isn't a pure infantry game. Like, you have to be a combined arms outfit, even if you're not comfortable with it. You have to try and adapt and fight fight fire with fire. So if your enemy's heavy on air, you got to pull air. Sky Guards are too immobile. Bursters are ineffective.
Yep.
Lock-on rocket launchers are basically deterrents. They're not actually anti-air.
Yep.
So you really have to fight air with air, and if you're not comfortable with it, you better learn fast.
So I would ask both of our outfit representatives to please come back into our team speak. I hope that is going to happen. I see that we have both Santi and Tentator already there. That's great.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool.
I'm
cool.
here.
If you guys, yeah. So of course now we have to switch sides. So our wonderful Tony G from Pro7Z1. Say hi, Tony.
Hey!
Hey, you heard him once in between because he likes to do that sometimes. He's gonna switch the hexes around now, and you guys are gonna switch sides. If the two representatives, if you could come over to East River Sky Station again if you want to, and Kid Riot of course too for the halftime interview, because we're gonna give you guys like at least 15 minutes or so, because we need to talk about this first half. So Bosanti, Red October, currently in the lead with 2 points. Sorry, what am I saying? 4 points, because you actually did manage to capture that second base. So 4 points to 0 right now. How do you feel?
Nervous.
Nervous, but you're in the lead right now. I mean, you captured 2 bases.
Everything can happen. Everything can happen. There is a great possibility for a comeback, so it's not over till it's over, and we stay focused until the very end.
Well, that's
so. I'm still nervous. I'm still nervous.
Well, but would you say, Kid Riot and me? I mean, we were watching this from our comfortable observer cam seats, and would you say that you guys, with your air game, I mean, you had total control of the skies the entire first half. Would you say that that is the most important reason why you won the first half?
I think it is. Well, we betted on it. And we betted on our skill in the air. Well, to be honest till the end, let's say it. To be honest, this game is all about air superiority. Very few bases, except I think biolabs and tech plants, that will deny you at some point that air superiority bonus. But this game is all about air superiority. Who have the skies, well, in some way will have a control on the ground. And the better you control your skies, the better you will be on the ground. See, they're just too mobile and too deadly at the moment. All those ESFs, Libers, They give quite the edge in the game.
So I take it that in the second half we're going to see you guys heavily focus on the air again.
Well, yeah, I think you will see pretty much the same strategy, except that we will adapt for the different line of attack. Well, that's one of our strong points, that we have good pilots in our outfit.
Right. So you're on the infantry side, though. I saw that you guys made really good use of TR maxes. You also used lockdown, for example, on the top of a hill and so on. Are maxes a strong point too?
So it's not that the only max. How to say it? We'll try to use everything that the game can provide us with. Everything that there is in the game, every tool that there is, we try to use it and try to adapt it to our playstyle. In the beginning of our playtime and as a TR outfit in the PlanetSide 2, we didn't use much maxes, mostly infantry fights, and we said that maxes are easy mode. Well, they are still easy mode, but if the enemy brings about half a platoon of maxes, we have to adapt it, we have to use maxes as well. So we change our policies in the outfit, and we are preparing our players to be the good max players.
Well, you definitely use those maxes really, really well. Do you have yourself? Do you have anything to say about the first half and going into the second half?
It was intense. It was really intense. That's why we really respect Russian Legion. There will be sorry, I'm just so nervous. My English is screwing up on me.
Dude, your English
Breathe,
is perfectly fine. Don't worry. Like, it's absolutely fine.
You see, that's why we respect Russian Legion. They always bring us a good fight and very intense fights. We're just amazed how good they play, actually. We know that they have some problems with their members, that not of them are so prone of those matches like this, but still they put out such a great fights, and I literally, my hands are still shaking.
Yeah, we definitely saw some great fights in that second half. Posanti, thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing how you guys do in the second half from not Amp Station. Now, Kid, do you think you've got some good questions for our man Tentrader?
Yeah. How did you guys get to the? Sorry, I gotta look at the map. When you saw the heavy armor push from Red October, like, was your plan to sneak by to Frostfall Overlook? 'Cause I noticed you guys did that twice, but I was curious because you guys very rarely met them head on, and I noticed you guys tried different things. But like, were you focusing? Were you betting on your infantry beating out their infantry, or what was the plan there? Oh, his mic's disabled.
Tentrader?
No, his mic's disabled.
Oh, his mic is disabled. You might need to get your mic back.
Well, actually, let me ask Posanti then. Posanti, how did you feel about those 2 times that the Legion actually got you guys at Frostfall Overlook, and you guys had to pull back?
Oh, that was quite a surprise for us, but some shouting in the TeamSpeak, some pulling back our members. Well, we reacted I think just fine for that, but it was a surprise for us. Well, they beat it in us in this. They got the burst, and we didn't. To tell you the truth, we didn't expect it. We thought that we will have the edge in who will get first to the enemy base, and they beat us in it.
Okay, it seems we've got Tentrader back. Yeah, you had your mic muted there. So, Kid, if you want to go ahead with your questions again.
Yeah. Well, one of the first thing I was curious about is those 2 times you guys went to Frostfall Overlook, but the second time, I noticed that you guys almost never pulled air. Is it because you lack pilots, or were you guys trying to get the air taken out with vehicles?
Yes, it's a bit our problem for now because for today we have only 2 good pilots present. I mean, one of them are good, and we have 1.5 players which are fine in the air, and that's our vulnerability in this match. So yes, we have to compensate them with the ground vehicles, but we know that Red October are very good in the air, and of course we have played our cards. We have tried to separate them in our ground troops, but of course we can't manage because they are beating us in air and on the ground also with their heavily combined troops strikes.
Yeah, are you guys gonna try something different for the second half? Or are you gonna still try the
We
same
will
thing you did in
try.
first?
We will try to change a bit our strategy. We will try to manage some handy hints in air, but I don't know what will be the end of the second match because we are a bit frustrated by the end of first match because we can't manage the air currently.
Yeah, I know. I know it must have been very frustrating when you guys were at not research camp, and your first push on the point to actually resecure it worked out in your favor, but that second push was it was almost hard to watch because of how much the air was suppressing you guys in that little room.
Yeah, we understood it. We have tried to beat them with our Spec Ops troops, but it was our first attempt, but then we were outnumbered and defended by them. So very, very good and very skilled competitive play from Red October. We are very impressed and a bit frustrated.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you at all. I've been in similar situations myself. I'd be kind of curious to see in the second half. Because of your heavy air pulls, are you guys going to be low on resources, or do you think you guys will be okay in the second half?
I think we could manage it. So it will be honest to play with our own resources we could get from the first match. So we'll try to handle the second match with all our resources we have currently.
Yeah,
But
I think
we could keep it. We could handle as we could.
Yeah. So, what do you think about this lane? This lane in particular?
Yeah, we have investigated beforehand, so we have some different tactics for it. But of course, taking into consideration that Red October has bit superiority in the air, I can't calculate the results of it. So we will see it.
Well, hopefully it works out in you guys' favor. I'd be really curious to see how you guys are able to do that.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to seeing how you guys are doing the second half. So do you have anything that you want to say before the second half starts?
I think no.
No? Are you're just focused on getting those 4 points or more that you need to win the match, aren't you?
Yeah, we are focused on it, and of course we are also nervous a bit because it's our first also attempt to manage 24 versus 24 a bit, 20 versus 20, and we have most of our people, it's a bit first them attempt to fight in such competitive way.
I do have to say that Kid Riot and me, we both agree that we were very, very positively surprised by how flexible you guys are, and I think you have a really, really good chance going into the second half of, taking Red October's bases and getting some points yourself, because I'm sure myself that this match is definitely not over yet. So thank you very much for your time. We'll have you get back here to Ymir Biolab now, because we switched the lanes, so get back to your guys and, get ready for the next half, because that's going to start soon, and good luck in that.
Thank you.
Now, Kid, we've seen some pretty cool stuff, I think, in this first halftime. What would you say was your favorite thing in this halftime so far?
The twice that the Legion took Crossfire Overlook, and the way they did it without Red October even knowing, because you could tell both times that they were very surprised, because they were doing their methodical thing where they were pushing with vehicles and they were pushing with air all towards geological survey, and as soon as Crossfire Overlook started capping, I looked at the map and you could almost see almost every vehicle do a U-turn, and all of a sudden everybody went back to Crossfire Overlook.
Yeah.
So you could tell they were surprised by it.
Yeah, they were definitely surprised. I think they were surprised almost every time it happened. So, apart from maybe the last 1 or 2 times when they actually left defenders back there. I must say, I think my favorite part was definitely that fight at not research camp, where just, like this clutch save from Russian Legion, where with like 15 seconds to spare, getting bombed by a Liberator and so on, they use their own Liberator as bait to pull the enemy air away and then just rush in there with maxes and everything, and the single NC soldier not in a max manages to capture the point. I mean, that was just, you don't see that one very often, but that was definitely worthy of a community clash.
Yeah, and I think the another interesting thing too is how outfits are going to adapt. Because it happened to Red October twice, so maybe they'll be a little more spread out to watch for that kind of thing now. Because a lot of the strategies and tactics using these maps are all pulled from either scrimmages or practices or live server play, and there's very, very few outfits that have extensive experience in 24s. I'd almost say nobody has extensive experience just because it's so new as a competitive format.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how things change as the season actually starts and these outfits get more used to the format.
Well, I mean, today we actually saw something which honestly I would not have thought would have actually worked, which is that you can actually bait people. I mean, a single Liberator baited away 3 Mosquitoes and 2 enemy Liberators from a base.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that too, because throughout the entire match, Red October displayed a really, really high competence with air. But that one mistake goes to show you that they don't actually have competitive experience, because they would have been fine with just one Mosquito pushing them off. But they were all probably hungry for it. Yeah, just one guy and then have the rest cover the spawn. Because you had to know with time running out that the NC were getting desperate.
Of course, now Russian Legion knows that this kind of stuff works, so they might actually, think to themselves like, hey, we might not have the better pilots or any good pilots, but we have people who can fly straight, so maybe that we'll actually see some more like fake air attacks which combined with a ground push. I mean, it seems they have the communication and they have the setup in the outfit to pull it off, so I'm expecting to see more of that. Oh, and here we go into the match start. Let's see. But let me finish my thought. I sometimes think that just having lightnings and harassers and so on makes this lane just super fast, which is kind of nice, like you have more of these fast vehicle clashes and air engagements instead of, slow, lumbering main battle tank lines.
Yeah, and it's really interesting too, because like you said, it goes back and forth so fast that the tide can shift in anyone's favor at any moment.
So NC right now, we've got 3 Reavers for Russian Legion up in the air, 4 Reavers. I guess they are, they decided, yep, we need some air of our own. But now here's the question, are they going to pull exclusively air? I mean, he did say that they were, they're actually bringing air from the warp gate too. Now that is something. They're bringing air from the warp gate too. Wow, they're bringing a lot of air. Actually, they're all at the warp gate. That is amazing. They're bringing like a Liberator and air and so on from the warp gate. That is like almost a squad full of Reavers. Now, what is TR up to?
Well, they did a combined air and vehicle pull, but they had one guy on Frostfall Overlook, and he's capturing the point right now.
Yep.
So they had one guy sprint ahead of everybody else so that they could capture the point.
And they've got a Galaxy incoming too. A Galaxy being attacked by a single Reaver. Again, Russian Legion sending a single guy forward and already engaged by Mosquitoes. And here we come. The big air fight starts. 2 Liberators from TR. Lots of air. Russian Legion wants to take the air. They're going for it. Focusing on the Liberators now. Lots and lots of Reavers. That lone Liberator, I'm sorry man, but you're getting taken down. And down he goes.
Lots of lock-on missiles. I think they pulled heavy air-to-air missiles.
Yep,
which is smart. If you're not comfortable in the air, you always put air-to-air missiles on because they're easy to use.
Yep. Well, to be fair, would have actually thought they would use Coyote missiles, but then again, I mean, more range on the normal. What do people normally call them? I guess Tomcats. Anyway, we've got a Mosquito down already. We've got a Liberator down. We still got a lot of NC up in the air. Another Liberator over there getting attacked. Lots of Mossies. Another Mossie goes down. So right now, air superiority Russian Legion, but how long can they keep it? I mean, they've pretty much got 2 Reavers on each target. Can they keep it up? Who knows? And it seems they're kind of forgetting that there is a point down there. Let's see what's up in that building. Well, NC captured it back. They've got some guys on the ground. They know what they're doing. Russian Legion fully in control of the game right now. A much better start than the first half, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it is. It's a good start. It's a good way to set up momentum for yourself. But at the same time, Red October has pulled asunder 2 Frostfall.
Yeah.
And so pretty soon they'll be spawning people out of that
and
sunder
the second
to get
Liberator,
from the point.
the second Liberator of Red October was just shot down by Russian Legion's Liberator. Now we still have that Red October Sundra there, spitting out people going for the point. But here come the Reavers and the Liberator. They're going to take care of that, like in very, very short time. Yeah, they're already on it.
Now, this to me is one of the most interesting dynamics about 24s, is that once you establish air superiority, what do you do then? And that's a really important question for all kinds of outfits.
Well, luckily Russian Legion was, you know, they were prepared. They have people on the ground. They defended it. They've actually got a Shredder Liberator. They really went for anti-air there. Like, they weren't pulling any punches. They said, Shredder Liberator, you know, we are focusing on air. They've got lots of people on the ground now. Red October has another Sundra and a Lightning, and 2 Lightnings, actually. But Russian Legion fully dug in. Lots and lots of rockets here. That Sundra, and so yeah, Sundra is down, and those tanks are not gonna live long. Russian Legion, in just 45 minutes, it seems they've learned how to deal with Red October.
Yeah, see, but the one problem that they have to face is that most of their guys pulled air-to-air missiles, which are ineffective against vehicles. And the Vortex just take way too long.
True, but if you actually look, they barely have anything else. Like, I see like 2 Reavers still in the air. There's a single Mosquito chasing them. Most of the Russian Legion are on the ground right now, taking care of attacking enemy Lightnings. We've got a Harasser. No, what's that? That's a Flash. That's a Ray Flash. But that Ray Flash is being killed by a Skyguard. What's the Ray Flash doing? He's spinning wildly out of control. Russian Legion trying to do the whole Infiltrator trick again, but that Infiltrator is having a really hard time with his Flash. But we've got another one here, and that guy is actually cloaked. So, Russian Legion defending their base with all of their guys, and now trying to push for a geological survey camp with a single infiltrator. Do you think?
Yeah, and Legion's pulling Sunders, but I think they're forgetting that TR actually has a Sunder deployed.
Yep.
Because they're blowing right by him.
They're blowing right by them. There's a Skyguard and a Lightning, and they're just like flying past them. They don't really have any people in those Sunders. Obviously a bad call. Should have put your guys in there. Still got a single Reaver there who's getting shot by that Mossy. Enemy Liberator back up. Like, this is the point where Russian Legion really needs to be careful, because Red October, tons of Skyguards, which funnily enough isn't actually going to help them now because there's not really any air left anymore.
Right.
But still, I mean, Russian Legion, you have to remember, you guys, you know, like, you just got air superiority, but you shouldn't lose it again. And now they've got the single infiltrator sitting at Geological Survey Camp, and I guess he's just waiting, and they're probably gonna... Yeah, he's got a spawn beacon ready, so they're probably just gonna send people over to Geological Survey Camp and use that to, you know, pull the TR in. I think they're just waiting for their chance.
It looks like the NT pops are pretty spread out, because I'm noticing populations at Geological Survey at Not Research Camp. And TR have the pop at Phosphor Overlook.
Yep. So we've got 3 Skyguards, 4 Skyguards of Red October. It seems that Red October, and they've really switched sides here, because suddenly we have Red October with tons and tons of Skyguards. And Russian Legion actually ruling the air with 5 Reavers right now. Then again, the Mossies know exactly what they're doing. The Mossy is just kind of hovering above the Skyguard, so is the Liberator. Enemy Reavers can't get close, because if they do get close, like this one, immediately blown up.
Yeah, and those Skyguards aren't pushing at all. It's kind of like a zone defense. They're just protecting all that airspace right there.
Yep.
That's the interesting thing about the Esamir lane too, that there isn't a lot of cover for aircraft.
So we still got that single infiltrator sitting at Geological Survey Camp. And I really think that what Russian Legion is trying to do right now is, because you see they're not really moving out, but they're actually losing the point. Well, there was just a single guy, okay, who jumped out. So they're not really moving out. I think what they're trying to do here is they're trying to lure Red October in, who now still have that Sundra, which is, I guess, being C4'd right now. Yep, that is being C4'd, that Sunday. Nope, it's tech mined and down it goes.
It's down.
So they've got some infantry here, but they're probably not gonna take that point. Nope, because we've got NC Max is defending, and they're really defending that point now. And I think they're just trying to draw in all those lightnings, and Red October actually taking the bait. And once they're close enough, like, I tell you, that infiltrator of Bravo Squad, he's gonna put down his beacon, all of Bravo Squad's gonna jump on that point, and they're gonna take that base in like 20 seconds when the point is secured.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Legion to do something like that, because like, they proved it in the first half that they're very, very capable of movements like that.
Navarsandra coming in for Red October. Let's see.
Yeah, and their guys are pretty much playing safe. They're not overexposing themselves. You know, they're just trying to stay alive while that Sunray deploys.
And here it goes. The point is safe at Frostfall. And there we go. Spawn beacon is down. Infiltrator runs up, starts capturing the point. Point is being captured. Frostfall Overlook safe. But they've actually have a single TR infantry soldier who's shooting the spawn beacon, and he just took it down. Did he take it down? No, it's still there. He wasn't able to take it out. And here come the drop pods. Here come the drop pods.
They must have been kept at the same time because Frostfall Overlook is flipping to TR.
That is
yeah,
crazy.
it's flipped to TR.
Geological survey is actually safe now, and they've got like tons of forces here. Geological safe. Oh my god, that is terrible, terrible timing for the NC. They've got another spawn beacon, but I think they haven't realized yet that Frostfall is actually the base that's being taken.
Yeah, it's going to be resecured. They have 2 maxes and a heavy on point. But the next few minutes is going to really tell the tale of what's going to happen.
Well, back we go to Geological Survey.
Yep, the cap's free at Frostfall.
Yeah, it's free, but is the NC close? Because I see a lot of dead NC. Comes a revive grenade, though, I think. Ah, that infiltrator takes him. Point is being capped. We've got more NC. Yep, they still got their spawn beacon. They're taking Geological Survey camp. Like I said, Russian Legion takes air control, plays the long game, and they've got the point. And now, obviously, we're going to see all of Red October rush back to this base as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and they're still pretty heavily committed to Frostfall, which I think they might think they can take Geological back.
Can they? They probably can. I see some TR moving in, but...
Yeah, they set up a Sunder at Geological Survey, and there's currently 3 people, plus a Mosquito over there.
Both sides, by the way, employing infiltrators with motion sensors and their little radar darts very, very well, especially NC has like full coverage of darts. And, well, here comes the air again. Red October right now obviously gonna try and secure this point with the help of their air. This is the point where Russian Legion needs to bring in their own air or quickly bring in some anti-air, because otherwise, not gonna hold that point. Because if you lose all of your infantry to that tons and tons of bombardment, Red October needs a single infantry guy to go in there and cap the point. And all of the NC is actually dead. Geological Survey is gonna be capped back. Yep, here it happens.
Yeah, TR just dropped about 4 or 5 guys on point. It's one of those things that, and I'm sure Russian Legion is banging their heads against the wall, but you need air to counter air. Their first pull was great, but like I said, what you do after you dominate the air is really important.
And here's the big problem right now, because Red October bringing in 2 Liberators, a Mossy and a Galaxy, and they've got, they've got Geological Survey safe. And they don't really, they don't really need to care about it right now. They've got it safe, and in 30 seconds they can just drop everything they have on Frostfall Overlook. This could have been the attack to turn the entire game around, but sadly Russian Legion seems to have overestimated just how much they could achieve with that. Again,
yeah, there's only so much you can do with just a spawn beacon, no Thunder airs, no vehicle support.
I'm trying to figure out where all of Russian Legion is, though, because they don't actually have a lot of people at Frostfall right now.
Yeah, I was about to ask. There's TR just sitting on the point waiting for
I actually just had my game crash on me. I actually just had my game. Sadly, we had a quick crash there, but we are back, and it's still fighting at Frostfall Overlook, and Red October actually managed to take the point at Frostfall Overlook, and we're not quite sure what Russian Legion is doing, because we can't really see them anywhere.
No, there's only a few people in the spawn, so I wonder if they're going to do like a big vehicle push.
No, they're actually bringing Reavers from the Warp Gate again. lots and lots of Reavers, and we've got a big air fight again going on over Frostfall Outlook, but Red October, this time they have a lot more air, and they do have the better pilots. They've got 4 mosquitoes. I see lots and lots of what they call anti-air missiles. I don't really see a lot of flares from the mosquitoes, which is weirding me out a little. I wonder if they've actually like eschewed flares for something else, because they just thought they wouldn't really run into lots of lock-ons.
Yeah, it's probably fire suppression.
Yeah, and Russian Legion clearing the air. Like, they've got, they're taking over air superiority.
Yeah, those mosquitoes stood no chance, and even the Galaxy's running away now.
Yep. Of course, the Galaxy is pretty much a target you don't even want to go for. I mean, all you really have to care about are the mosquitoes and those Liberators. Because, you know, like, the single Galaxy, I mean, you can do that once you've mopped up with everything else, but you don't want to focus on it as a target. It's just like a big bullet sponge. It's definitely going down now, though.
Yeah, no, it's done. And the interesting thing, too, about Legion is when they usually commit to something, they really commit. I mean,
Yep.
they did, what, 11 Skyguards in the first half?
Yep.
Like, probably 11 Reavers in the second half?
Problem is, Red October has 2 Skyguards of their own down here. Russian Legion needs to get some feet on the ground, and, well, right now, Red October is helping them because they're shooting the Reavers out of the sky, so...
Yep, and 2 minutes left on cap at Frostfall.
Yep. Frostfall still 2 minutes left. Russian Legion has lots of time to take that base back, but the thing what they need to do right now is keep some people up in the air, move them north to intercept any reinforcements that are coming from Not and that are coming in from Red October, get some boots on the ground, take the point back. And honestly, I think that's exactly what they're doing right now, because I see a few guys on the ground in the spawn rooms. They're smoking the main point. They're going to try and get in there in just a bit. And all of the Reavers seem to have spread out away from the base, trying to... yep, they're keeping the north and the west clear.
Yeah, and I think Legion has the advantage here because they at least apparently better at infantry. So if they could get to the point and resecure it, and push the TR out and keep their air up, they'll be in a good position to take the next base.
Yep. Actually seeing EMP grenades here, probably to counter any proximity mines that might be in the room.
Yeah, and the TR air that got taken out earlier just re-pulled all their air. So they have 3 mosquitoes and 2 Liberators up again.
There's a big push coming in now. Max is, yep, Scat Max is in the room. This point is getting taken. There's no way they've got 3 Maxes with them. TR has a single Max themselves, but that Max is probably not going to help them much. TR is losing this point, and Russian Legion did it. Russian Legion, again, wonderful defense there. Much, much more confident than they were in the first half.
Well, yeah, because they're not getting bombed from above. So it's a lot of pressure and tension eased from their shoulders here, because they're able to play their game now.
I do have to say, though, that I admire that, you know, after getting completely destroyed, and after saying in the halftime interview, after saying themselves that they don't have good pilots, that they know that that Red October has better pilots, that they still said, you know what, we're just going to go into the sky. We're going to get ourselves every advantage that we can get. You know, we're going to use proper setups and so on. And we're just going to try it. And they went with it, and they did it. And they did it 2 times. So that is like something you have to admire about them. Because they could have said like, oh, we can't beat them in the air, let's try something else. But nope, they just went for it.
Yeah, it shows really great tenacity on their parts. I mean, both of these outfits have shown, even if their back's up against the wall, they're not going to give up.
We don't have anyone this time at Geological Survey Camp, like no infiltrator or so on in place. But honestly, I think this second half is going to be very much focused on Frostfall Overlook, because honestly, they still have 2 minutes left before this is resecured, and they can't even go on the offensive. And I don't think Red October is going to let that happen. They're already big up back in the air. They're going to get people down on the ground again. And I think in about a minute or so, they're going to try and retake that point.
Yeah, and it looks like Red October is fully committed to their previous setup, where they have one squad, about 8 people in the air,
Yep.
maybe 8 or 9 people in the air. So they basically did a full reset on this, so that they're really able to push on this point with their superiority.
Well, they're bringing in some more infantry, lots and lots of smoke cover, by the way. I love the use of smoke. I've said it in the Mercenaries game, and here comes an infantry push from Red October on the point.
Yeah, and smoke on Esamir is actually better than on other continents because it's IRNB is kind of a risky proposition on Esamir because usually you just get blinded out.
Yeah, and they've taken the point back. There was a nice little push. They've got a Sundra in place. The NC knows that it's there because I can see their platoon and squad waypoints directly on there. But yeah, TR 3 maxes. 3 maxes in this point. NC pushing out of the spawn room one by one. Not really cohesiveness going on. They are bringing their maxes in. They've got 3 maxes themselves. It's gonna be a hard fight over that point. The problem is, of course, Red October, all they really need to do is keep fighting at this base. They don't really care if they take it or not. They've got 4 points in the lead.
Yeah, it looks like they've committed all their forces to Frostfall. There's only one person in a geological survey. I'm not sure what he's doing, but everybody else is at Frostfall Overlook right now. And they actually have another Battle Gal coming in. They could be looking to set up a leapfrog to the next base, or rather establish more pressure on the points with the Bulldogs in the Galaxy.
Hey, they could be doing that. But right now TR has a very hefty presence on the ground, and C doesn't seem to be really able to, well, they're bringing in Liberators and Reavers, they're doing some air game again, but they can't seem to bring the numbers on the ground, and that's what, you know, what counts right now.
Yeah, it really is Red October's game to lose, because they basically have all the, everything's in their advantage right now. Pretty good push coming in from the Legion right now. On point, a few maxes, a couple heavies.
Yeah, I see it. Well, they've taken everything out, they're pushing the point back, but again, if they just play a ring around the rosy with the point, it's not gonna win them the game.
And I wish I had been watching that a little more closely, because it looked like TR was pretty set up on the point.
They were, but I think most of their maxes actually went back to defend the Sundra, and it seems like Russian Legion pulled off a little bait and switch there again. They had some Reavers up in the air, maxes pulled back, maybe to get burster maxes or whatever, and then they just pushed for the point. So now we've got TR trying to defend their Sundra, with the NC obviously going for it, but they can't get away from the point either, because Red October is everywhere.
Yeah, the NC are being really aggressive here, which is good for them, because they have the advantage of the spawns. But they really have to establish some crossfires here. They were all charging from the same point, which if you do that, you kind of minimize your angles of attack.
Right now, not a lot of air actually going on here. We've got massive ground fight, just infantry battling it out. Red October has more people on the ground right now. They're pushing for the point again. There's just some really, really good fighting going on here.
Right, but now the Red October air isn't distracted by the Reavers, so that they're able to commit 100% to actually suppressing the spawns at the base.
And they're flipping the point again. Russian Legion only has a few people actually inside the base. Some people are spawning, but they're not really sticking together. They're kinda waiting at the spawn room, but they can't really do much. There are 2 Liberators hovering above them. Point is taken. Can't really push out. If you keep doing this, you guys, you're not gonna take this base, because honestly, like, you're just gonna get farmed again, and we had that before. So let me check the map if we're gonna see a big Reaver crash again. Yep, they are spawning at the warp gate again, and they're bringing in Reavers and Liberators. I'm actually a little weirded out by that, though. I mean, they're pulling them all the way at the warp gate when they could be pulling them in the biolab. I take it their idea is if we pull them at the biolab one by one, we're gonna get picked off by the mosquitoes. Right. But
that's a lot of time wasted.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah, the benefit of having only 48 people on this server is that you can see them moving across the map.
Yep.
But it's one of those things where, because Red October's been able to control the air the whole time, they've been forcing Legion to adapt to them. Whereas, you know, if it was the other way around, then Red October might have to actually change up their tactics, but it's like that old saying, if it ain't broke, why fix it? So they haven't really had to do a lot of shifts like they did in the first half. It's been pretty standard and routine for them this half. Even when they lose those big air battles, like they might now, they just say, okay, fine, we'll just repull our air.
So we've got some Reavers coming in about, I'd say, like 30 seconds or so, maybe 15. But I'm not sure. There's a single Reaver coming in right now. I'm not sure if that is a good idea to bring them in that, like, staggered like that. You're literally gonna lose your air immediately. Like, that guy is getting shot and he's down. So we've got 2 Reavers coming in at the same time now, but again, way too staggered. Russian Legion had those big attacks really, really down, but now it seems that they've kind of gotten a bit hectic. Like, they're noticing the clock ticking in their back.
Yeah, you can almost tell they basically conceded the base and they're going to defend the next one. Yeah, I don't see anybody in the spawn room.
Well, Alpha Squad actually now pushing out, so... Alpha Squad pushing out, they're going for the point. There's a big infantry fight going down here. Facility loss, Frostfall Overlook. That's 2 points for Red October. That gives them 6 points all in all. And with that, the ball is definitely in the court for Red October. Honestly, at this point, kid, personal opinion, I don't think Russian Legion can take this.
No, I mean, to take it, they would have to go all the way to Knot and capture Knot, and Knot's a really hard base to crack. But it's one of those things where, like, you know, luckily for both teams, it's not an actual match. It's essentially a scrimmage. So you just keep fighting, keep trying new things, see what works, see what doesn't. You know, refine your strategies, your tactics, get your people used to actually competitive experience. Because, like, what was his, the outfit leader for, I think, Red October was saying how he was nervous. And it's one of those things where the more you play, the less that actually happens.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's a good experience for both teams just to keep playing. You know, it's good for viewership, things like that. Keep people pumped up, keep the hype going.
And of course, also a little bit of training for us casters, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Now, I really like the space for defense. I think it offers a lot of opportunities. It's so defensible.
It definitely is, but if you have 2 Liberators and 2 Mosquitoes hovering over your spawn rooms, what do you do?
It looks like the NT have pulled back all the way to the warp gate. I see 1224 at the warp gate.
Yeah, they have to, because we actually have Mossies, you know, I mean, they're so close to the biolab now, whatever you pull at the biolab is going to get picked off. But, of course, the warp gate's so far away. I'm actually going to fly over there now.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they pulled so many back.
Yeah, like we've got 3
they
Reavers
maybe left
coming.
2 people in the region.
We've got a lot of Reavers coming from the warp gate again. A Liberator, at least like 8 Reavers or so on. But again, I mean, I can fly from the warp gate to the biolab in a few seconds with my observer cam. Those Reavers, sadly, not as fast. So this is going to take a while until the reinforcements actually show up.
Yeah, but I mean, if anything, it's good practice for the pilots that aren't too comfortable in the air from Legion. I know in Nuck, when we would do air pulls on the Nexus, basically the rule was if you weren't a good dogfighting pilot, then you would pull air-to-air missiles.
Yep.
Now, the problem is those guys that are pulling air-to-air missiles have to rotate to something else, because once you clear out the air, you have to have answers for vehicles, and then you have to have answers for infantry. And Vortex and Mustangs aren't gonna cut it.
Well, and here's the thing, Red October, of course, now capping the point, actually, which, you know, makes sense. Oh, we've got 2 infiltrators! 2 infiltrators just running past each other! They didn't even see each other! One of them has a crossbow! He has the crossbow! Oh my god, that is... I don't think the crossbow is the best choice here. I mean, yes, you had your Stalker Cloak, but... Anyway, Red October now on the point with lots and lots of guys. We've got the big air fight going on outside. So Russian Legion... I'm just gonna say... Oh no, actually there's a ton of Mosquitoes. I'm not sure if Russian Legion is gonna get air support again. Air superiority. They actually lost some of their Reavers.
They actually went in one at a time.
We've got a Liberator coming in. That poor guy is not gonna live a long time. It's actually getting killed by an enemy Liberator. That's gonna be 3 people dead in a few seconds.
Yeah, and the anti-pops are spread all around. They have their pops spread between like 4 or 5 hexes. I'm not sure what's going on for them.
Yeah, we still have full-on air superiority for Red October, and they have the point. So,
I mean, you can only imagine how frustrated they are right now because of the air situation.
Yeah, they must be. I mean, but that's the problem. Maybe they actually, you know, like, they pulled it off 1 time, 2 times, and even a 3rd time. I think, like, they just thought, if we keep doing this, it's gonna eventually pay off, but the problem is they never really, apart from that very first time, they never really had any trick afterwards to pull out of the head, you know? Like, they had that infiltrator attack. I mean, they could have just done that one again, but they just never did, so they just got air support or air superiority, and then they just kind of sat there. You know, not really doing anything with it.
Yeah, like by having most of the Reavers have air-to-air Tomcats, they're kind of one-trick ponies. I mean, if you take out the air, good, but then you have to keep retaking out the air,
Yep.
and the more time you spend in the air, the less time you spend on the ground.
That's why I said I was thinking, like, you know, why didn't they use Coyote missiles? Because, you know, at least with those you can provide some ground support too. And right now, it seems that Russian Legion has decided to completely forsake Ymir Eastern Station and just sit in the biolab.
Yep. I think they're basically saying they don't want to deal with air anymore. They want to fight indoors where the air can't touch them.
So I guess what we're going to see now is we're going to see a very fierce biolab fight with Russian Legion pretty much just going, hey guys, let's have a cool infantry fight, because, you know, like we're not winning this match anymore. Like, we're not going to get the points to win this match, and we just want to, you know, have some fun now.
Yeah, they've basically made Ymir Biolab their Thermopylae. So they're going to say, we're going to hold here, we're going to prove that we have good infantry. And so it's basically their chance to punish Red October on their terms.
Then again, we have seen that Red October is not the worst at doing some coordinated max infantry pushes, so, you know.
No, but, I mean, it's very, very risky, because Biolabs can go down in 2 or 3 minutes easily.
Okay, I'm actually looking at a single infiltrator from Russian Legion here. You just try to use the teleporter room, but he actually can't use it. And I think this is the guy with the stalker cloak, and he's actually going over. I'm going to follow him. He's going over to Ymir Eastern Way Station, and he's going for the point. Or is he? What is he doing? Let's see. What are you doing? You're getting shot. That's what you're doing. He's being followed by a Max, and that Max knows exactly where he is. And what is he doing here? So he's just running now. He's just hiding underneath a Sunderer. I wonder if he has some long game that he's playing here, but again, in about 20 seconds, like this base is going to be captured, so we're going to see Biolab fighting.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious how that's going to turn out.
I actually see all of Russian Legion playing infiltrators right now.
Really?
Yes, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 infiltrators. Yep, that's 8 infiltrators. Let me check these platoon. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 infiltrators and a few heavies. And we actually do have some people at Ymir Eastern Way Station still.
Yeah, I think that just goes to show how frustrated they are with the match.
Well, thing is, they're actually trying to capture this point at Ymir Eastern Way Station. I mean, that's the thing. It's pretty hard to take Biolab points if you defend them quite well. So if they just send, like, you know, some guys to Ymir Eastern Way Station, the moment they start capping that point, the fight in the Biolab is essentially over. But we'll see. Honestly, I think we are seeing this many infiltrators because they're putting down a lot of proximity mines and stuff.
Yeah, in my experience though, infiltrator, like mass infiltrator, is kind of trolly.
It is a little trolly, I agree.
But the interesting thing too here is that Red October hasn't pushed at all in the Biolab. They only have one guy inside.
Yep. Well, I mean, they do now have the approaches with the teleporter room and everything. You can't get out on the landing pads because, honestly, I don't think those pilots are really gonna come out of their planes.
I really wish we could listen in on their comms right now. I'm curious what's going on.
Are you sure that we're gonna understand the Russian that is going on? Because I don't know about you, but sadly, while I am very well versed in German, my Russian is a little lacking.
Yeah, if yours is a little lacking, mine's even worse.
I was about to say, comrade.
I think they're yelling in. They're speaking Russian in Yell. I think the NT are kind of taunting the TR to come to the Biolab.
Go PvP Biolaba.
Yeah,
That's good. That is good.
it's basically them waggling their finger at the TR saying, "Come get us." Yeah, I mean that's just even one more display of NC's frustration at the air situation. But you can't blame him.
There's absolutely nothing. Funny thing, Red October still multiple maxes and people at Ymir Eastern Way Station just keeping the points safe. Because it seems they're just not sure. Like they're not sure. Can we go out of this base? Can we really go into the biolab? Do we want to go into the biolab?
Well, all they really have to do is check their map or keep darts up in the obvious locations. Okay, so Ymir Eastern Way is 100% TR. So all of the NT have completely pulled back to the actual biolab.
Yep. I'm checking the map again. There's nothing really that I see. There's no air flying around the map somewhere crazy. So we're literally having a siege situation going on here with Red October saying we're not going in there and Russian Legion saying we're not coming out.
Yeah, this is pretty funny. It's a classic Mexican standoff. I mean, either way, I mean to view it from the perspective of the TR, they have nothing to lose. I mean, if they were worried about actually like quote unquote winning the match, they've already won it. Now they're basically just trying to save face.
Well, I mean, they have already won it, but the thing is, I mean, I think we still have about 15 or maybe 10 minutes or so left.
Yeah, there's a lot of time left.
There's a lot of time left. If you take the enemy's home base, you immediately end the half, and I mean, you get some extra points. Those obviously don't matter, but at least you end the half, and we actually have a point being flipped. We have point A being flipped.
Yeah, there's one infiltrator inside of Ymir.
The single infiltrator. Yep, there he is. I'm following him. I'm following the hero TR infiltrator.
Enemy infiltrator spotted.
So Red October's loading up in a gal now. All their maxes are in a gal.
That is amazing.
They have I don't know how many maxes.
I'm also loving those sweet WDS contribution points that I'm getting.
Oh yeah, win the war. So they have seven TR maxes in the galaxy, and the infantry are pushing out of the jump pad. So we're gonna see fighting here any second.
Oh yes, we are. And what do we see? Of course, smoke.
So what's happening is that the TR on the jump pad on the north jump pad are trying to distract the NC and trying to make them over rotate or over commit.
Yeah, I see it.
While on the other jump pad, you're going to see about 7 maxes come out, and they're probably just going to charge into the gens and set up a little triage station there.
Trying to find the TR, but I don't actually see them right now.
They're coming into the base right now
there
from the
they're
south
coming.
pad.
Yeah,
Tons of maxes.
They're coming. Yeah.
They're going straight for the gens.
Oh, they're going for the gens. They're doing it.
Yeah.
They're doing it.
They're going for the juggler here.
And we've got the 10-minute warning right now, so...
I wonder if all that waiting was really just them waiting for resources.
By the way, Russian Legion, revive grenades. Problem is, they have so many medics, they've got nothing to do against those maxes. Max is literally just walking through. We've got like 2 heavies shooting some rockets, but obviously that's not going to do a lot. This guy just punched a medic to the face. Comes a scatter max, also taken down immediately. Problem is, it's only maxes up at point A. They're not actually flipping. They're not flipping the point because they only have maxes. Lots of smoke, of course, again. Here comes some normal guys, though. We've got medics going on. Those medics are going to bring up any dead guys. Yep, and they're flipping the point. So, they literally just have a Galaxy parked outside on the landing pad right now, just spawning people in, don't they?
Yeah, the Galaxy's pretty safe. No, the thing about biolabs is you could either push for 2 or 3 points, which spreads you out, or you could focus on the generator and then have a massive push for the SCU.
Yep, the generator is very safe though, and they're pushing up with only heavies. I see a group of heavies with their rocket launchers, and they've taken the point back. Taken point A back. It's safe. Because the maxes had moved out, they moved up to the next building. Just shooting some dudes here. And those heavies are going max. They're going max hunting right now, and this max is Not having a good time with anti-vehicle grenades being thrown at him, but he's just gonna go safe into the teleporter room, isn't he?
Yeah, and now TR are basically reset. They're all forced back to the airpad.
Well, they still got that Galaxy. They've got a Liberator. That Liberator very well set up there because he's just hovering, shooting anyone that gets close to the exit of that landing pad. I have to say though, that was a pretty great attack from the TR. I mean, that was great.
Oh, I would pay money to know what they're saying in chat right now, in the L chat. I'm assuming it's taunting.
It says something about, I don't know. They have so right now Red October. I mean, just look at the air game that Red October is bringing. Like even here, they have 2 perfectly hovering Liberators shooting directly into the biolabs. Like anyone who gets close to any one of the landing pads gets immediately taken out.
Yeah, but they've done something interesting with their squads. They've actually they've created another Bravo squad. They cut Delta squad in half, which was their air squad. So it looks like they're going to be committing more infantry to the fight.
Well, I mean, you know, they need to have as many people as possible in the squad with the Galaxy or with the Galaxy so they can spawn in there, because, you know, it's like squad spawn only. So I guess that's how they want to do it.
Yeah, and that Liberator is just acting as suppression and defense for the Galaxy.
Yep. NC trying to get close to the landing pad, but they're just getting bombed from the Liberator and shot from the Galaxy has a Bulldog shooting in there too, so like even without the Liberator you're not getting past there, because the Galaxy doesn't care if you shoot it with like a rocket or two, it's just gonna get repaired.
Yeah, but they're actually moving now. I don't think that was necessary, but they might have something up their sleeves.
Well, they're going up to the other airpad. That makes sense, because the NC is completely in the southern area. Point B is getting capped, and the Galaxy is just going to land in the northern airpad. And there we go. You've got just people coming out of the Galaxy and going for it. So they're just going to do a push in the south, keep the NC there, and everyone who dies is just going to immediately respawn in the north.
Yeah, and at the same time, they're doing a simultaneous push from the teleporter, once again for the gens. They have a couple of maxes, a couple of heavies. So it's almost like a 3-pronged attack here. They're going from both airpads and then from the teleporter.
Point A taken. Very well taken. Lots of anti-vehicle and revive grenades.
If you're more confident in your shooters, this is actually the more viable strategy in biolabs. Instead of clogging people up all in one area, because you're too susceptible to conk grenades, AV grenades, things like that. If you're able to spread out your guys and rely on their shooting ability.
And they actually got a max up top on the big rock on the biolab.
Yep, and there's about six Red October inside of A, or what is actually?
C.
No, that's C.
C.
So they're really trying to keep the NC on their toes here. We have to see how it works out.
Yeah, that Galaxy, by the way, I don't know if it's the second one, but I think it's the other one. It's gone back to the south now. Point C is gonna be, resecured, so they're probably gonna attack from the north again, I take it? Yeah, it's the same Galaxy. That Galaxy is just basically flying from one landing pad to the other.
I wonder why they're using Galaxies instead of Sunderers.
Well, I mean, because with that, you can immediately spawn on the landing pad, you know?
Yeah,
And
right, but you can't pull maxes from Galaxies.
true, but you could have a Sunderer parked underneath, which, you know, turns into a Galaxy. I don't know, do they have a Sundy parked underneath?
No, there's no Sunderers. They have a lib at each airpad, and then they have the Galaxy rotating.
To be fair, maybe they just really don't care about it. Or they just haven't thought about it. But right now they're pushing for point A again, so they really like that point A, like they're going for it a lot. And this is just a crazy biolab fight right now, like not really many fronts. There's still the max on top of the goddamn building.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty spread out fight here. There's a lot of attacks on different points.
Yep. I'm actually getting biolab defense service ribbons here. That's what's going on.
Yeah, well, these points are constantly flipping. And it looks like Red October really just trying to feel the NC out here.
Well, I guess, I mean, they saw that it was 5 minutes left, and I guess they're pretty much, that they just like to have a nice little firefight now.
Yeah, even with throughout this entire ordeal, they've kept the Liberators up. All the Mosquito pilots landed to go infiltrate, but they have 2 Liberators up with 2 gunners.
That Liberator, again, just hovering at the landing pad, shooting anybody who comes close to it.
Yeah, he's pretty hungry. He's just waiting.
Yeah, he's just getting it. Yup, there we go. Almost got hit by a dumbfire rocket there.
Yeah, now he's getting some action as the NC are pushing out, trying to get rid of that Liberator.
They can't hit it. It's so slow, but they can't hit it. Here comes the Galaxy again. Galaxy lands immediately in the Bulldog. Look at that, immediately in the Bulldog. It's just the pilot. It's just the pilot landing, immediately jumping in the Bulldog, letting people spawn, and just, clearing the air pad.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the hit points on this Galaxy. It looks like it's halfway. Halfway down, that is.
And that one Liberator here, I swear, the Shredder Liberator at the northern pad, has been hovering perfectly still in the exact same place for the last 8 minutes. Just perfectly still, like as if he's just got, he's got like this little dipping bird that just keeps going, like space, 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 to just keep him up in the air.
Oh yeah, I see it. They're basically just acting as guards for the air pad, so the Galaxy is free to roam. It's kind of funny to see, though.
Well, this is something which you can't really see it on live, because the moment you start doing this, I mean, like some other force might attack you from the outside. But obviously here, in this format, you're actually able to see something like that, like a very cohesive siege or defense. Now we've got point B taken. There's a Scat Max coming for it, but obviously can't flip it. But it's going to get rid of these 2 light assaults here. One of this is the heavy, actually, or it's just going to run away. I guess I'm not quite sure what it's doing right now. What is that Max? That Max is very confused. I think it was actually hit with a concussion grenade, and that heavy is just tearing into it now.
Looks like one last push from TR here for B point.
Yeah, north point, right? North on landing pad, yeah.
Actually, no, they're rotating to the Crescent building. Looks like they might go for the gens.
Well, we've got a little push going on in the north. Is there a push going on in the south? Yes, we've got a...
No, nothing.
Okay, we've got all of the NC pretty much just focusing on the north now. We've got a push going on, Max versus Max here in the northeast. And I think the TR, yep, they're pouring out of the spawn room too. So, again, a nice little diversion there, and they're going for it. Match over.
There we go, GG.
The match is over. Good game to everybody, and we've got an end result of Red October, 6 points, and Russian Legion, sadly, 0 points.
I mean, it's easy to say that the key element to the way this points ended up was that Legion just didn't have the air presence at all. I mean, they had a couple good attacks. They were able to dislodge and suppress the enemy air, but you have to keep that throughout the whole match. That's not a one-time deal.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got the end of the game going on. And that was a really, really heated match, but in the end, Red October managed to win with 6 points to Russian Legion, sadly 0 points. I have to say, first of all, congratulations, Red October. You guys definitely won this one very fair and square, and we saw some amazing fights from both outfits. So what do you have to say? Like, are you not as nervous anymore now that it's over?
Well, now when it's over, I am pretty much calm.
So are you happy the way it went?
My hands stopped shaking, and I'm pretty much happy how our guys played out.
Well, you made it all the way to the home base of Russian Legion, and in the end there in the Biolab, although it seems that you guys weren't really sure if you wanted to go in there or not. But so how do you feel after the match now? What do you think about how all of it went? Are are you very happy with the way your outfit played?
I'm really, really happy. It was the first match like this for us. We made a few mistakes. I mean, we made a lot of mistakes, but still, I'm glad how our guys played it. They were all trying the best what they could. And they actually did. Well, at the end, how you said it, we didn't want actually to go into bio-up, but since there was time left, we thought, well, I think the audience would like us to see that. We just kind of rushed in.
Well, I don't know. I thought that was a pretty sweet attack you guys got going there on the biolab with Liberators hovering, Galaxy flying around, Max crashes and so on. That from our perspective, that looked really fun.
Well, from our perspective, it was just random solo play with no tactics whatsoever.
So, were you a bit taken back at the start when, or like pretty much the first half of the second half, where Russian Legion pretty consistently managed to beat you guys in the air game? Were you a bit concerned there? Because there was a lot of fighting going on in the middle of the lane.
No, I don't think so. Well, one of our strategies was made based on the idea that the enemy will pull a lot of air. Well, we were considering not only 12 rivers, but about the 24 and how we will deal with it. So we were considering that heavy AA push, heavy river push. So we just had to play through it and see if what we thought we could do, we will be able to manage it.
Well, and you did manage it in the end, and you pushed all the way through to the biolab. So definitely a big congratulations again to you and your outfit. There were some absolutely fantastic fights. I loved the way that you guys had big air fights going on in the end, and you pushed all the way through. So again, thank you very much for joining us. And
thank you for letting us experience this.
Oh, definitely. It was great fun. And I know it must be really late over there now, so I'm going to wish you a good night. And if you want to say something again to the people watching, please go ahead.
Well, all I can say, thank you for those who supported us, and even thank you for those who were on the side of the Russian Legion. Still, you were the audience, and you watched how we fought. Well, thank you, good luck, and I hope we will join you on the Community Clash second season.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to having you, so I wish you good night, and again a big thank you to Red October all the way from Eastern Europe on our server showing us great fights. Thank you very much.
Thank you, good night.
Good games.
Good night. Now, of course, we also have to go to the Russian Legion, so Kid, why don't you go ahead and ask Tenta how's it going?
His mic's muted, actually.
His mic is muted. I hope he's going to unmute it. He probably will. Because I think he's hearing... Yes, it's unmuted. Here we go.
Sorry, guys.
So actually, my first question is, did that go the way you had it planned, or the way you thought it was going to go? The second half, that is?
We do understand our vulnerabilities, so we have tried to fight them in the air, but of course we have lost because we do understand that they have mixed their forces, and we'll try to manage them in the on the ground and via some spec op tactics. So we do understand that we will lose this match, but we have tried to pull our troops in the air because we have only, as I have said, only one player who could manage air combat currently for this date, for this match. So we do understand that if the superior us in the air, we will lose this match. And as we have expected, it was happened.
Now, do you foresee any changes happening to your outfit in regards to air?
We have some people which could manage air, but for currently their a bit lack of them. So most of our peoples are concentrated on some spec ops and infantry combat. So in that way, we have to change a bit our strategy and to concentrate on air to get managed via Community Clash Season 2 to become more competitive in it.
So, I was gonna say, so what do you think about this? Like, are you guys looking forward to the second season, or is this something that you guys are gonna be like putting more time into?
I think this will need more time for it because we should change a bit our strategy and a bit our thinking of combat playing in such type of gameplay. I think that combat, mixed combat and coordination between our troops, air troops and infantry troops should be much more better because we have a lack of people in air.
Yeah, I really believe once you guys get that nailed down, you'll be a lot more competitive, and I'm sure a lot less frustrated. I could almost imagine the frustration that was happening when you guys were with the air situation.
Yeah, we're a bit frustrated, but we have expected it because we do understand at the beginning that we have only one player which could manage it, and that was our vulnerability. And we do understand that if they use these tactics, they will win this match. But it was only a test match, so we are very interested in the such type of gameplay currently.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And I really think both of you guys have a good perspective on it, is that it wasn't an actual match, so it was really just a learning process. So hopefully you guys took enough from the match where you can improve greatly in the future.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well,
Right.
thank you very much, though, for definitely playing today, and we saw some absolutely great stuff from you guys. Like I said in the halftime, I'm really really love the flexibility in your outfit, and like Kid Riot said, if you guys work on your air game, I said this in the second half, Kid, you remember, but when you guys pulled off like 3 really good air attacks, and you cleared the skies and you had air superiority, so I really loved how you said, we're just gonna do it, and you pulled through and you made it like that. You know, that is really inspiring, and it worked out, and I hope you guys keep working on that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Like, you should
We will
definitely
try.
you should definitely not be discouraged by this game at all. I mean, while you have lost from points, this was I think this was a really great learning experience for you and your guys. And I mean, I really hope you had a lot of fun, because we had tons of fun watching this, and all of the viewers had too. So just
Yeah, we have a
keep
lot
your
of
head
fun also.
high. Just keep your head high, because you showed to everyone out there, like to the PlanetSide 2 community, that Russian Legion is definitely an outfit that then can compete. So I'm looking forward to seeing lots and lots of good stuff of you guys in the second season.
Thank you.
And now, of course, I also wish you a good night, because I'm pretty sure that it must be pretty late where you are right now.
Yeah, we're pretty late.
Okay, man, have a good night, and thank you again for being here.
Thank you. Good
Yeah,
night.
thanks, man. Good
Bye
night.
bye.
And yeah, and with this, we come to the end of this European Community Clash. I want to thank everybody who made this possible again, both of the outfits, Red Orchestra, I'm sorry, Red October, and Russian Legion, of course. Thank you very much again to both of those outfits for making this game possible. I want to thank the SOE staff and the Pro7.1 staff, and especially, of course, Luperza, who is in the chat right now from SOE, and of course our wonderful Tony from Pro7.1, who always sits in the office really late for doing this for us. Thank you again, you two. And I, of course, also want to thank Padawanchichi, who is our organization genius, who just fits everything together and makes it so that people like myself or Kid Riot can just, you know, go on camera and start talking without having to worry about anything. And, of course, Kid, thank you very much for jumping in for Tvolpe today. It was great fun casting with you. I hope you had a good time, too. Thank you very much.
Yeah, likewise, man. It was a good show, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And with that, my name is Klyka, and that was Kid Riot, and you were watching PlanetSide 2 European Community Clash. Have a good night. Do svidania, comrade.